a few years ago, it was in 2018 or 2019. I went to a place in Guangzhou also to get something. In that area, there are many cars that will park along the road. It looks like parking, but it's not designated parking. Looks like parking, but it's not designated, right? But a lot of cars will park there, and then sometimes the traffic police will come and give fines for parking there. But I didn't know that, because automatically you see all the cars park up a line there, and they have see one spot, then you park there. In your mind, you're thinking it's parking, right? I parked the car. While I was parking the car there, that day I had an appointment with a friend of mine, a doctor. We were supposed to have dinner together and discuss some stuff. So I was running inside there to get something really quick before going to the dinner, right? While I was parking the car, the space was so tight, but I'm a good driver. So I parked the car, park it well. But based on things that I know and my experiences here in China, I felt like maybe there's a chance someone around here see me parking this car and see I'm a foreigner and probably think that I'll be afraid to make trouble, because there's this idea in a whole lot of stupid people's minds. I won't say Chinese people, I would say some stupid people's mind. Just a few stupid people here in China. There's, especially in cities like Guangzhou, where you have a lot of foreigners, a lot of black people who are undocumented. There's a few stupid people who believe that all foreigners are illegal, or whatever problem they have with foreigners, automatically they are right, because other Chinese people who support them and against the foreigner, they have this stupid thing in their mind. A few people like that. And knowing that if you cannot speak Chinese and you're a foreigner, and there's a chance you're driving, you don't have a license, driver's license, they definitely know that they got you, Because if you don't have a license or you're undocumented for some reason and then something happens, what you want to do is settle it. Just, like kill the case, kill it. But the guy, I think his trap got the wrong. He set a trap for gazelle, and then his trap got a tiger. When I was parking the car, this crossed my mind. When I finished parking the car, because I saw the space was behind me was like less than 1 meter space. In front of me, less than 1 meter space. I really parked the car really well. So I had a reverse camera so I could see what I'm doing and then make sure that I didn't touch the car. And I parked it well. But something in my mind told me, as soon as I stepped out of the car, something in my mind told me, take photos and take videos of this car, because somebody might make trouble with you. Something, intuition, and I'm a very spiritual person. I didn't say religious, I said spiritual. So I got spirits telling me stuff. So I came out of the car, I took several photos from different angles of the car, front, back, left, right, different ones, took videos. Then I went to do my stuff. Came out about 15, 20 minutes later. There was a van. The car that was behind me has left. Now there was a van. No, the car that was in front of me has left. There was a van now, a 7-seater van, but like almost like, let's say 1 centimeter to my number plate, to my front number plate. 1 centimeter. 1 centimeter? Yeah. About 12 inches. About this. 12 inches to my number plate. So when I got there, and then I'm thinking, okay, who is this asshole that parked like this? And how am I supposed to come out? Why come so close to me? And I went to look in front. He has a lot of space in front. So anyway, I just I came out. I looked around to see if I see anyone. I noticed a guy. This guy must have been in his 50s, late 50s or early 60s. Very ugly motherfucker. Ugly. Like fat face, small little, stupid little looking eyes that look like he has problem. He doesn't even look like Chinese people to me. He looked like one of those, I don't know, a combination of aliens and human. Very fat face, ugly, tall. He was standing across the street looking at me. Then he walked. Immediately I noticed him. He walked towards me and said, "You see why you park your car like this? You park your car like this." He scratched my car. You scratched my car. You must pay me. I looked at him. I don't know if I should be upset or laugh, because he didn't know that I took photos and videos when I parked there. He didn't know. So means that when I parked there, his van was not there. He parked after me. But for some reason, he saw a foreigner come to put my stuff in the car. He realized I'm driving this car. He saw it as an opportunity to make fast money. He started yelling. Now, let me tell you the kind of thing. You're wondering where this story is going. The story is still on the same topic. Now, while he was yelling, making us, those bad people in China would do this. They will start yelling, gathering, and first of all, they want to scare you with that so you can run away or try to calm them down. Men and women, they do the same. Or they want to scare you away, or if they don't want to embarrass you, you don't want to get embarrassed. They want to embarrass you so that you can just calm them down. So he yelling, and then while he was yelling, he was looking around for anybody, scanning. He was talking, yelling, but look, just this kind of people. Let me see if I can demonstrate. Like, I'm talking about this bottle of water here, and I'm saying, "You see my water? You see my water?" And the person I'm talking to is here, but I'm looking at her. "You see my water? You see my water? He come here to do this." So that's how he was yelling and like motioning to everybody around. "You see, he hit my car, and then he hit my car." Then I'm standing there, see, 6'3", big. See my body? I'm big. You can't miss me. From any window, any door you look out from, look at that parking lot, you will see me. The guy himself was big, and then with his loud voice yelling everywhere. So everybody, he was talking to people that were passing, even people who were like doing other things, then decided to come and check what's going on. They would come closer, like stay like a few meters away, like 3, 4, 5, 6 meters away, watching us, watching my reaction, watching his reaction. Whoever comes around or whoever pays attention to him, he will like motioning that person, like, "Let them come on," like to gang up against me. But it was very funny to me because I have already experienced this kind of bullshit people a lot, but I know that the amount of good people in China compared to this kind of bullshit people it's not even comparable, because the amount of good people in China will crush the little idiotic people that do this kind of stuff, So, and I know there's nothing to be afraid of. Everything that he could have used against me, maybe living illegally. No, I'm living legally. Maybe don't have a driver's license. I have a driver's license. Maybe not have insurance for the car. I have insurance for the car. Maybe the car is not mine. The car is mine. So everything he could have used against me is wrong. Maybe he was right that I parked and hit his car. Wrong, because I parked before him and I took videos. So he was motioning to the road. This is bringing to the point now that the point of this video. Everybody, people started gathering this side, that side, watching us. He was shouting most of the time, talking. All I'm doing is just watching him. Sometimes when he stopped talking, I would say, "You really want to tell me what you want to do? What are you planning to do?" Then he starts screaming again. Anytime anybody look at him, he starts screaming, trying to get. But people just watched. Because, listen, if I showed any fear or I showed any kind of like backing off, maybe people, some bad people like him among the crowd, maybe one or two would start supporting him or come even closer and start supporting him. But because of the confidence that I was showing, I just stayed there smiling. I wasn't in a hurry to run anywhere, even though I was late for my dinner. My friend, the doctor I was supposed to have a dinner with, was already sending me messages, but I didn't want to show any kind of hurry because that would make things worse. That would make that guy feel like he got me. So just felt relaxed and then just leaned next to my car and waiting for him to finish screaming. And then everybody, more than 25 to 30 people lined up. This took almost 10 minutes. I just waited. His screaming sessions stop, trying to gather anybody. But everywhere he looked, and then I feel like his attention is there, like that person is almost trying to like listen to him or want to come closer. I'll look on that side and start watching that person. And then that person would just either look away or start walking away. So now, this is my point. Even if that man made a mistake, like to throw hands on me, and I knock him the hell out, a lot of people, sensible people in China, would not intervene. What they would do is maybe call the police. Now, while we were there doing that, this man almost like got tired of screaming. Then there was a lady. This lady could have been between 35 to 40 or 40 or 35 to 45. Can't be sure of her age because Chinese women, they age very gracefully. And the lady was, honestly, many people in China would consider that lady abnormal because of how she intervened. Because many women in her age or like that look like her would just do like other people, watch and pass, go about their business or just watch. But this lady was passing on the opposite side of the road. She got to like on that same, let's say close to us, and then she stood there for like a minute, watched us. Then she walked across, came to us. And then she looked at in between me and the guy's van, in between my car and the guy's car. And then she asked him what happened. When this idiot saw the lady came, he was so, I could see the excitement in his voice that he finally, somebody's gonna come, be on his side and help him. And the lady asked, what happened? He come here, park his car, park next to me, touch my this, he need to pay me, and this, that. Finished screaming. The lady went to look closely at the back of his van. Can't see shit. And then the lady asked me, what happened? This whole conversation went in Chinese. Well, first of all, when the guy heard that I spoke Chinese for the first time, he kind of got disappointed. So the lady asked me what happened. I took out my phone. I say, look, this is when I parked the car here. See, this is half an hour ago. See the car in front of me? This van was not here. This man parked after me. Now he's saying I hit this car. He's very lucky that nothing happened to my car, no scratch, because if there was any scratch, he would be the one to pay me. But he's now here talking nonsense. And I haven't moved yet because I don't want to move. Then he called the police and said that I had an accident and then I ran away, like hit and run. And the lady calmly watched the video and then looked at him and said, well, you both better move fast because this is not a parking before the real police will come here and give fines to both of you. Damn. she said this. And then this guy was I was shocked myself too, because to me, honestly, that lady looked kind of not so cool. She didn't look like those feminine, gentle Chinese ladies. She looked kind of, kick-ass, you know what I mean? The lady she didn't look like a person you want to mess with, She looked kind of rough, So she looked, but with a gentle voice, very calm. But I know dangerous people when I see them. And then she said, well, you both better move fast before the real police come here and give both of you fines. This is not a parking place. In my mind, I was like, what? It's not a parking? She said, no. And then she turned, went about her business. Do you know that so much men lined up, a few women, but so much men? Because in China, whenever there's an incident, you mostly see a lot of men more than women. A lot of men lined up there, a lot of men were coming and going, a lot of men were in their shops, looking out, watching. Nobody did anything. But this lady finished series, was bold enough to pass all the crowd to come in, to us directly. And I say this. I said, it's not a parking space. She said, no, it's not. She turned around, walking away, and this guy looked at her and what? Is that what you want to say? Is that what you need to say? The lady turned around and said, what do you want me to say? If you don't listen to me, stay there until the police come. See if they don't give you a fine. She disappeared. That's another lady I missed getting her contact information. A person who stands for the truth. I was late for where I was going. And also in that scenario, in that circumstance, in that situation, I couldn't say, hey, miss, hello, excuse me, can I have your number? I want to talk with you. I want to be friends with you. Or thank you very much. It's going to seem like we work together. It's going to seem like I knew her before. It's going to seem to the guy that maybe this was a plan. But whatever it was, he was wrong. He was lucky he didn't hit my car, because if he did, if something scratched my car, that day he would have changed his mind about messing with people. But anyway, my point is, many people saw that incident, saw that happen. Nobody said a word. Nobody came even close enough to ask us what happened, except that lady. And it took several minutes before that lady arrived there. Nobody. People mind their own business. Now, let me tell you why. Because in China, there have been incidents where people go to help people who fell on the street. And then later, those people accuse them of hurting them and sue them. Actually sue them. These are true stories. Somebody fall on the street, an old person fall on the street, and someone go to try to lift them up, help them. And then later on, the family of that old person will sue them and say, while you were lifting them up, they broke their arm, they broke their leg, they broke whatever, their brain got messed up, whatever. So now it's your fault. So we're suing you. There have been rare cases where someone fell. This one I heard. Someone fell, and this person, a good Samaritan, tried to go to help them, and then they end up dying. The family will sue them to pay. And sometimes people may end up in jail for trying to help other people. There have been incidents where people are fighting, and then someone go to try to separate them, and one person get hurt, even though it's not the person that was separating them hurt that person, is the person they were fighting with, but yet they were sued as being the person who hurt the person. And also, there have been incidents where some really, really, really bad eggs in this country, some really bad people will pretend that something is wrong with them, deliberately fell down on the street or something and screaming for help, and whoever go to touch them, they will grab that person, hold them down there and sue them or ask for money. So if you are in China and you see someone getting hurt and you see a whole lot of people, just ignore them, don't watch them, or just stand there watching, but don't go to help. Don't blame them. Don't blame the people. Me personally, I can't stand it. I can't stand not helping, because this is something that has been, this, something you're built with, something you came out to the world naturally with. You grow up like that, helping people. So it would like kill me if I see someone in need of help, especially physical help, or someone getting hurt, and I wouldn't help them. I wouldn't forgive myself. So as much as I know the system and how dangerous it can be, I will have to really try hard to restrain myself from going to help them. I would still want to help. Or if this situation is very critical, let's say somebody had an accident, fall down, or instead of going to lift them up, then I'll call the ambulance and make sure the ambulance gets there very quick. Because going to lift up someone that had an accident, it's very tricky, it's very dangerous. Only the medical personnel, the emergency personnel would know, see the person, how they're laying down or whatever the situation, and know how to take them out of that situation. If you don't know this, if you don't know first aid, you don't know anything about this, and then you go to lift up that person, you may actually hurt them more. These are one of the reasons why people in China would see someone that need help and just leave them alone. But the part that they should do more is call the police, call the ambulance, call the emergency numbers. Don't just stand or just pass like it's none of your business. Now, of course, I've heard that there have been situations where the person that called the emergency number also will be traced and found. And I think in rare cases, I've heard that a person who called the police to say that something like this happened in social place was traced and harassed, or even charged for something and accused of being the person that did. So these are the reasons why sometimes you see people in China, you see people getting hurt or in need of help physically, and everybody just ignore them and pass, because people don't want to add some bullshit to the problems that they already have. So this is why I always say, before you judge any society, before you judge any country, before you judge any people, before you judge any person, try to get an in-depth idea of what brought about that situation, what caused people to act the way they act and respond the way they respond in certain situations. Don't just judge because you saw things from the surface. So for those of you who would see certain videos on the internet about China, about people seeing people in need in China don't help, and of course people who make this kind of videos, who will tell this kind of stories, will tell it in a way that people would see it very negatively and would not understand why this kind of things will happen. The story about the lady bus driver, if you ask a lot of passengers on that bus, pick them up one by one, ask them, why didn't you get up for that old man? Of course, some of them is because of their selfish reasons. Some of them would be because of they're too tired. They don't really give a shit if that person is dying. They just want to sit there. But you're going to find some of them would give you the reason being that if they get up for that old man and he is sitting down and then something happened to him, they may be accused. It's just the mentality. It's just because it has happened to people before, and people know, people know. So when you see this, if you are in China, you see this happen, you see people fighting in the subway or somebody getting beaten up in the subway and nobody's helping, everybody's minding their own business, because if they get involved, they may end up getting the blame. And the blame doesn't come small, it comes very huge. But if you still the type of person that help people like myself, and you see anybody in need, and you feel like you want to help them, please do. But be careful in the society that you're in. Be careful to make sure that you're not going to get into any kind of trouble. If you think it's a situation where you need to call emergency vehicle, emergency number, you call. If you're a foreigner, you don't know any emergency numbers, just at least what you can do is tell somebody call emergency, But do not judge the society for just watching a person who is in need and just walk away. For me, please, if you see me in trouble, please help me. Because I believe that we are all humans, and every human being, we didn't start doing stuff the day we were born. We took our first bath was given to us by another person. When you were born as a baby, somebody gave you a bath. Somebody actually pulled you out of the womb. And then in between, you do things yourself. Once a man, twice a child. A child before people were doing things for you. In the middle, you were a man or woman, and do things by yourself and do for others. By the end of life, other people will still do things for you. Even if they don't give you a bath, they still need to cremate you or bury you. So if you ever see me in trouble, needing help, in an accident, a fall down, whatever, please don't stand there. If you can't help me physically, call the ambulance. Okay? And in that same way, if I see anybody in need, I will try my best to help them. If I feel that the situation is too critical for me, I'm not equipped with the knowledge to help them, then I will try my best to call the proper authorities to help them. And you out there, do not judge. If you're in China or you see any videos in China where people are in need of help, fell on the street, on the road, got in an accident or in a fight or in a, whatever kind of situation, and then you see so many people not helping, not just watching, don't judge them. There is a reason for that. If you can help, if you are there and you can help, help. Forget about the other people. That brings us to the end of this video, guys, and I hope I've informed enough about this, because we gotta keep talking things about China, because China is becoming one of the nations that has to be talked about every day, because China is taking the lead in so many things in the world right now, and a whole lot of people are coming to China, a whole lot of people visiting China, a whole lot of people will relocate to China in the future. And China is improving and continue to improve. A whole lot of things are improving. It's opening up, mixing cultures, people learning from other people's culture. People are learning Chinese culture because, believe it or not, it doesn't matter what happened from here. China has to be talked about because it's very, very strategic in world relations, economically, diplomatically, and in every other way. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe, follow me, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.